Well, greetings being, and happy beginning of new week, end of old week, whatever you call it, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. So absent anything specific from you to respond to, I want to talk today about something that's come up, certainly not for the first time, but it came up a lot for me this past week in some conversations I've been having with various people. Specifically, what's spurring my talk today is a conversation I had with an environmental, somebody who's very, very passionate about our environment. In fact, he's an entrepreneur. He's had several businesses in green technology and the greening of the planet in general. And it was really interesting to me in conversation with this man who has been on the bleeding edge of this kind of work. He didn't just start this week or this year. He's been in this for about 25 years. And he's clearly so passionate about the idea of living here on Earth in a way that's sustainable. And yet, I was astonished to discover in my conversation with him that he is harboring deep-seated and, of course, well-deserved beliefs about how pretty much anything he's doing in his life and with his work is not going to have much of an impact. Now, he, like I said, has these beliefs in a way that are very, very well-founded. He has years of experience. He has seen a lot. And yet, from my perspective, from a spiritual workout perspective, having the vision of how it could be, and by having that pushing our foot down on the gas pedal, as we've talked about, so to speak, and then having all these beliefs about how and why it can't happen, essentially putting our other foot on the brake at the same time. This is a dynamic that is not ultimately going to get us very far. Now, this guy was doing some version of compartmentalizing. Even though he's in a business and has created businesses that are geared toward sustainability, and I'm using that in the broadest possible sense, his unwillingness to dig a little deeper and mine for the beliefs that are ultimately going to drag down his own vision and his own work is a real problem. And in in having this conversation with him, I started to say, he is able to do a level of compartmentalizing that I think is not very uncommon. So in his world, when he looks at the reality of what he's living in, the way we do business and how people make money and the waste, environmentally speaking, that he sees, he feels better about himself that he's created something in which he can operate, something that feels good to him, something that could contribute to a larger good if only other people would play along, and I would add, if only he believed that that was possible. So, in essence, he didn't really care a whole lot about his beliefs about why it couldn't happen or what other people are doing and all the impediments there are to us living on this planet in a sustainable manner. Because he's created this space wherein he operates, he feels good about what he's doing, he gets up every morning excited about his work, that he doesn't think it's going to make much of an impact in the world is really not much of a concern to him. So I think it's a very interesting dynamic for us to look at when we think beyond just who we are, and we think about creating collectively and for the purpose and benefit of all of us, which more and more people are moving toward. And I'm not sitting here telling you today that this is what you should be doing. What I'm suggesting is if you are involved in some way in whether it's from a civilian perspective of just simply holding a vision for, to go along with this example, a sustainable planet, or living sustainably as humans on planet Earth. Even if you're just working a regular job and you have that personal vision, your willingness to work on the beliefs you have about why that vision can't happen is as important to the whole process of realizing that vision as it is to your own process when you're just intending and creating something in your own life, and the way you need to work on your beliefs about how you can't necessarily or might not be able to fulfill or realize or manifest your intention until and unless you work through the beliefs you have about it in your personal own private Idaho. It's the exact same thing when it comes to something that's larger. So whether we're talking about, like we keep saying, like I keep saying, the sustainability, living on Earth in a sustainable fashion, or we're talking about a vision that we might have for how we educate our children in this country and throughout the world, or a vision, and I mean a new vision, of how we might create peace on the planet. It's important to not only have the vision, the collective vision, but look for what are some of the collective beliefs that you have around any or all of these issues. For example, if you have a vision and an idea and a desire for peace on Earth. We just came through the holidays. We hear a lot of that language, right? Peace on Earth. And then you go to bed every night looking at the news and seeing war everywhere and violence against the earth and violence against other people and things like that, and you pretty much go to sleep thinking, well, things are never going to change. Things are never going to change. Hear that for the belief it is. Recognize how many other people have that belief, well deserved as it may be, and see what you can do about changing that for yourself. Sometimes when we're talking about these big things, just shifting to the place of everything's possible. That belief, everything is possible, is a whole lot more supportive of the vision of peace on Earth than, well, that'll never happen. That will never happen is a belief. Everything is possible is a belief. Choose the experience you want to have, as we know. So my point today is, as we look beyond just ourselves, as we think about things that we would like to create collectively, let's also look at the beliefs that we have in spite of all the good we might be doing. The beliefs we have that are kind of snuffing out that good as we're trying to create it, as we are, well, I said the word trying, there it is, but as we are engaging the possibilities of what can be. It's no different when we're thinking collectively than when we're thinking individually. So, thank you again, as always. You know that I'm always eager to hear from you about specific things that you would like me to respond to, if at all. And in the meantime, have a fantastic week. See you next time. Peace. I think last time my finger got cut off, I was not giving you the finger.